Have you ever seen arrogance unfold like a silent film, each frame predicting the inevitable downfall, yet played out without sound, without warning? That's the drama of human psychology, where pride not only comes before a fall, but orchestrates it with a conductor's precision. But who whispered that pride could carry the weight of the skies without consequence? Stop it. It's time to wake up. Within the realm of relationships, particularly those tethered by romance and intimate bonds, arrogance acts as a blindfold. This is not just a tale of neglect. It's an exploration into the Stoic truth of emotional resilience and the dark psychology of self-overestimation. When one partner views themselves as the indispensable sun around which all else must orbit, they ignore the initial Stoic wisdom that all external events are beyond our control, and it is only our reactions to them that we can command. So, affirm with me now, their arrogance blinded them. Imagine for a moment this arrogance as a towering structure built with the brittle bricks of overconfidence and underestimation. Stoics like Seneca would argue that such structures are destined to collapse, not because the wind rises, but because they were poorly constructed from the start. The partners affected by this hubris are often left in the wreckage, tasked with salvaging love from the ruins of misplaced self-importance. Stay with me, we're not done yet. Arrogance in a relationship masks the brewing storms of discontent and disconnect. It numbs the arrogant from the subtle shifts in emotional climates and blinds them to the accumulating pressures that threaten to break the bonds that once held strong. They miss the early signs of distress, the first drops of rain on their parade of pretense, believing themselves immune to the natural laws of relational dynamics. Say this out loud: I recognize the storm. In dark psychology, this blindness is not just ignorance, it's an active disengagement from reality, a psychological defense mechanism that protects the ego at the expense of genuine connection. The Stoic practice of introspection and objective self-assessment is the antidote to such blindness. By acknowledging that we control only our perceptions and actions, not those of others, we can prepare for and mitigate the storms created by arrogance. Consider the metaphorical example of the oak and the reed. The arrogant are like oaks, rigid and unyielding, often uprooted by strong winds. Those who embrace Stoic flexibility are like reeds, bending but surviving the storm's fury. In relationships, being a reed means adapting and responding to emotional currents without breaking, recognizing that the true strength in partnership lies not in dominance, but in resilience and mutual respect. And now declare it with conviction: I am the reed, not the oak. Let this realization empower you. In the face of arrogance-induced storms, you possess the Stoic clarity to see through the rain, to understand that while you cannot control the storm, you can navigate through it. Your partner's arrogance might have ignited the tempest, but your wisdom and emotional insight will chart the path to clearer skies. As Epictetus once said, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. In your relationship, view the storm as a lesson in strength and self-reliance. Recognize that the end of the storm marks the beginning of growth and renewal, a chance to rebuild on foundations of mutual respect and understanding, far removed from the shadow of arrogance. Write it in the comments, shout it from the rooftops: I am the master of my perceptions. Your journey is not just about surviving the storm, but learning from it, growing stronger in its aftermath, and understanding that true power lies in your response. Their arrogance may have clouded their vision, but your Stoic resolve illuminates your path forward. Their arrogance built the storm, but your enlightened perspective, rooted in both Stoic wisdom and an understanding of human psychology will see you through it. Remember, in every relationship, the only thing you truly control is yourself. Use this power wisely, and watch as new horizons emerge from the dissipating clouds of a storm they never saw coming. Number 1. Sailing against the winds of pride. In the vast ocean of human relationships, where the currents of emotion and the winds of personality traits often collide, pride stands as a formidable force. Like a strong gust against a sailor's face, it challenges the journey towards intimacy and understanding. But who whispered that the sea would always bow to your command? Who lulled you into believing that the waters of connection would remain calm under the push of arrogance? Stop it. It's time to wake up. The ancient Stoics taught us that to navigate life, one must first master themselves before attempting to conquer the external storms. Marcus Aurelius, a sage of Stoicism, once advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In the context of relationships, this wisdom transforms into sailing wisely, not with the winds of pride, but against them, mastering the art of humility in the face of emotional gales. Consider the relationship as two ships sailing in tandem. When one captain allows arrogance to take the wheel, steering becomes erratic, the maps unreadable, and the journey together fraught with misunderstandings and missed signals, leading to collisions instead of collaboration. But imagine instead a partnership where both captains understand the strength of the gentle breeze over the hurricane of ego. They use wisdom as their compass, guiding their ships not by who is right, but by what is right. In dark psychology, pride is often seen as a defense mechanism, a shield against perceived vulnerabilities. However, this shield can become a barrier, blocking the warmth of genuine connections and the light of truth from illuminating the depths of our relationships. Arrogance makes us misinterpret the map of our partner's emotions, leading us to navigate treacherous waters without the right bearings. Yet, the beauty of human psychology lies in our ability to adjust our sails. As we confront the winds of pride, we learn to harness them, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Number 2. Clearing the air after the storm. After the storm has raged and the skies have emptied their fury, what remains is often more than just the calm. There is a clarity that comes only after the air has been cleared. In the aftermath, the world seems renewed, washed in a light that penetrates the lingering clouds. It is in this fresh light that we find the opportunity to mend what was broken, to clear away the debris left by the tempest of arrogance that once dominated our relationships. Imagine, if you will, a garden after a harsh storm. The ground is littered with fallen branches and upturned earth, but amidst this apparent chaos, there is potential, the chance to plant anew, to nurture growth in richer, freshly watered soil. Relationships, much like this garden, can thrive after a storm, but only if we choose to clear the air and address the upheaval directly. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "No tree becomes rooted and sturdy unless many a wind assails it." This Stoic principle applies not just to trees, but to our personal connections as well. The winds of conflict and the storms of arrogance test the strength of our bonds. When these storms clear, we are given a chance not only to assess the damage, but to fortify our relationships against future tempests. Clearing the air requires open, honest dialogue where both partners can express their thoughts without the shadow of judgment. It involves a willingness to listen, not just to respond, but to understand. Think of it as navigating a ship out of a storm. You must adjust your sails, correct your course, and communicate clearly with your crew. In the context of a relationship, this means adjusting your perspectives, correcting misunderstandings, and communicating your feelings clearly. This process is not merely about recovery, it's about transformation. It's about taking the fallen branches of your shared experiences and using them to fuel the fire of your passion and commitment. Each piece of debris cleared away reveals a clearer path forward, a foundation upon which to build something stronger and more enduring. However, let us not forget that the work of clearing the air is continuous. Like gardeners tending to their plots, we must remain vigilant, pulling weeds and pruning overgrowth that threatens to choke our blossoming flowers. In human terms, this means continuously addressing the small grievances before they accumulate into another storm. It means nurturing your relationship with acts of kindness, words of appreciation, and moments of connection that reinforce your shared commitment. And as we partake in this ongoing garden tending, we might discover that the storms, though fierce, bring essential water to our soil, teaching us resilience and showing us the robustness of our relationship. With each storm weathered, we learn more about ourselves and each other, about the strength of our bond, and about the love that sustains us through every season. So now, affirm with me, we rise stronger from the storms we weather together. Write this down, say it out loud, make it a mantra in your relationship. We rise stronger from the storms we weather together. Let this affirmation be a testament to your resilience and a declaration of your commitment to not just surviving the storms, but thriving in their aftermath. If this message resonates with you, if you find value in understanding and harnessing the power of cleared airs and renewed landscapes, then I encourage you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are committed to bringing you insights and lessons that are not just informative, but life-changing, designed to help you navigate the complexities of relationships with wisdom and courage. Stay with us, for we are not done yet. There is much to learn, much to explore, and much to overcome. Together, let us continue to clear the air, to plant new seeds, and to watch our gardens grow lush and vibrant in the light of understanding and love. Number 3. Breaking the ice of indifference. In the chilling silence that stretches between two hearts, the frost of indifference can settle so quietly, so insidiously, that you might miss its arrival. It starts as a cool whisper, a slight retreat from warmth, and before you know it, a layer of ice forms, encasing feelings and stifling communication. But who whispered that this frost must be permanent, a winter that never thaws? Stop it. It's time to wake up. Indifference in a relationship often stems from a hidden arrogance, a belief that one's emotions, needs, or perspectives are inherently superior or require no explanation or validation. This stoic, unyielding detachment is not the mark of true Stoic philosophy, but a misinterpretation, a misuse of emotional control. Stoicism teaches us the value of understanding and responding to our emotions, not the suppression of them. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, to feel affection for people, even when they make mistakes, is uniquely human. You can do it if you simply recognize that they're human too, that they act out of ignorance, against their will, and that you'll both be dead before long. Imagine indifference as a thick sheet of ice covering a once vibrant lake. The fish, your emotions and shared joys, are still alive, swimming beneath the ice, waiting for a crack to let in the air, the light, the breath of life. Breaking this ice starts with a warm touch, a kind word, a gesture of understanding that acknowledges not just your partner's flaws, but their humanity. Begin by chipping away at this ice with the gentle tap of communication, share vulnerabilities, admit faults, and most importantly, listen, truly listen, to the echoes under the surface. It is not enough to hear. One must listen to understand, to empathize, and to connect. Each shared moment, each small agreement, acts like a ray of sunshine coaxing the ice to melt. The thawing of indifference requires consistent warmth, the kind that comes from persistent compassion and shared experiences. Revive traditions that once brought laughter, suggest new adventures that breed closeness, and, in moments of quiet togetherness, remember why the water flowed freely between you in the first place. But remember, as we navigate these frosty passages, it's essential to keep the fires of self-love and personal integrity burning. Do not melt your boundaries to warm another. Rather, invite them to share the heat of mutual respect and affection. As you work to break the ice, let each success be a testament to the resilience and potential of your relationship. And so, affirm with me now, I thaw indifference with the warmth of my compassion. Write this in the comments. Let it be your promise not just to your partner, but to yourself. As you reflect on this commitment, remember the transformative power of empathy and understanding. The ice of indifference does not have to signify the end. It can be the beginning of a deeper, more meaningful connection. Stay with me. We're not done yet. If this message resonates with you, if you're ready to break the ice and embrace the warmth of renewed connection, like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're committed to bringing you transformative insights and practical wisdom to nurture your relationships. Your engagement helps us create content that can change lives, warming hearts that might feel lost in the cold. So, say it again, louder this time for those in the back. I thaw indifference with the warmth of my compassion. And as you do, watch not only the ice melt, but the barriers between hearts dissolve, paving the way for a springtime of renewed love and understanding. Number 4. Bridging the gap over troubled waters. In the intricate dance of relationships, where two hearts strive to move in synchrony, arrogance often leads one to step out of time, casting shadows over the water's mirror-like surface. It is here, in these troubled waters, that the true challenge emerges, not just to navigate the storm, but to bridge the gap that arrogance has widened. But who told you that the distance was too vast to close, that the waters were too choppy to cross? Stop it. It's time to wake up. When the waters of misunderstanding churn, fueled by the winds of pride, building a bridge might seem like an architect's folly. Yet, as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Where there is a sea, there are pirates." In the context of relationships, this means where there is potential for conflict, there is also potential for growth and unity. We must choose to be the builders, not the pirates, to harness the storm for our collective voyage rather than allowing it to scatter us asunder. Visualize your relationship as two separate shores of the same vast and tumultuous river. Arrogance has caused erosion, crumbling the edges where you once stood together, watching the sunsets of your joint aspirations. Now, as the river seems wider, the task is to build a bridge with the stones of humility, understanding, and forgiveness. Each stone laid is an act of courage, a testament to the belief that the waters can be calmed, that the gaps can be closed. Building this bridge requires more than just intention. It demands action. It involves acknowledging the storms that arrogance has brewed, recognizing the thunderous voices of ego, and choosing instead to whisper words of unity. It's about replacing "I told you so" with "let's understand this together." It's transforming the you versus me into us against the problem. This is the essence of bridging gaps, turning discord into harmony, converting individual failures into shared successes. Imagine each moment of reconciliation as a plank in your bridge. With every misunderstanding cleared, with every apology accepted, your bridge strengthens. The gaps narrow not just by words, but by consistent, compassionate actions. As Marcus Aurelius might have counseled, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. When you choose to think collaboratively, to feel empathy genuinely, and to act selflessly, you are choosing to fortify your bridge over troubled waters. So, affirm with me now, I choose unity over division. As you reflect on the bridges you're building, remember the power of persistence. The mightiest bridges were not built in a day. They were crafted through seasons, withstanding storms and floods. Your relationship is no different. It will face tests, but each challenge is an opportunity to add another layer of strength, another security in your joint future. Now, as we near the end of this discourse, remember that your efforts to bridge gaps and calm storms are not just about surviving another day. They are about thriving in unity, about creating a partnership that is greater than the sum of its parts. Each step you take toward one another on that bridge is a step toward a more profound, more resilient love. So, say this out loud and write it in the comments to make it real. Together, we bridge gaps. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the pull to build rather than burn bridges, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more insights on navigating the complexities of relationships with wisdom and courage. We are here to support your journey across troubled waters, providing you with the tools and understanding needed to create lasting bonds. Together, let's build bridges that not only withstand storms, but turn them into powerhouses of renewal and growth. Stay with me. We're not done yet. Number 5. Planting seeds in fertile ground. In the garden of life, love can either be a perennial bloom or a fleeting glimpse of color, depending on where and how you plant your seeds. Imagine standing in a field, the soil beneath your feet rich and waiting. This is the fertile ground of your relationships, ready to nurture whatever you choose to grow. But first, ask yourself, did arrogance leave this soil barren or ready to sow new seeds of understanding and connection? The answer lies not in the ground, but in the gardener. Relationships, much like gardens, require careful tending. The seeds you plant today, words of affirmation, acts of kindness, moments of understanding, are the flowers of tomorrow. Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." In relationships, this means continually cultivating the soil with humility and nourishment, ensuring it's never eroded by the harsh winds of pride or neglect. When arrogance prevails, it casts a shadow over the land, stunting growth and wilting the blossoms of affection. It blinds one to the nurturing they must provide and the care they must cultivate. Remember, a seed left on a rock never grows. It needs fertile soil, just as love needs an environment free from the toxicity of ego. Each moment of patience sown is a root strengthened. Each act of compassion, a bud blooming into a flower of connection. Consider the mighty oak. It starts from a single humble acorn. Planted in the right conditions, it endures for centuries, offering shade and shelter. Likewise, planting seeds in the fertile ground of your relationship requires a stoic commitment to growth and resilience. Be like the acorn. Even when trampled upon, it holds the promise of growth, deep roots, and sprawling branches. In dark psychology, the the recognition of this potential shifts the power dynamics often skewed by arrogance. By nurturing the ground with trust and mutual respect, you disarm the storms arrogance may bring. You create an environment where manipulation and control cannot thrive because it is choked out by the richness of mutual support and unconditional love. And now, affirm with me, I cultivate our love. Plant these seeds in the comments below. Declare your commitment to nurturing your relationships away from the barren lands of arrogance and into the lush fields of empathetic connection. Like and subscribe to join us on this journey of transformation and growth, where each lesson is a seed planted for a better tomorrow. We work tirelessly to provide insights and strategies that can change lives, yours included. As we continue to explore the depths of human psychology and the power of Stoic philosophy and relationships, remember that every interaction is an opportunity to plant a new seed. What you decide to grow will define the landscape of your relationship. Will it be a wild, untended field or a carefully curated garden of joy and mutual respect? Stay with me, for we are not done yet. Let each day be an act of planting, each word a seed, and each gesture a watering can. Over time, the seeds of today become the forest of tomorrow, a testament to what two people can grow when they choose to work hand in hand rather than one against the other. This is the essence of love, resilient, ever-growing, and deeply rooted. So as you move forward, choose to be both the gardener and the guardian of your relationship. Cultivate with care and watch as your world blossoms into something truly beautiful, something that stands resilient in the face of any storm. Say it again out loud and with conviction, I cultivate our love. Write this affirmation in the comments. Own your role in nurturing your relationship. Together, let's grow a garden that will endure the seasons of life. Number 6, turning the tide of tempestuous relationships. When the seas of a relationship grow stormy, with waves whipped up by the fierce winds of arrogance, turning the tide may seem like a Herculean task. Yet, it is within the churning waters that the greatest navigators are born, steering their ships with the compass of courage and the map of mindfulness. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, as the old adage reminds us. It is in the tempest where we find our strength and our direction. The turbulent waters of relationships are often stirred by the gales of ego and self-importance. Partners caught up in the storm of their own creation may find themselves drifting apart, pushed by the currents of misunderstanding and miscommunication. But here lies the opportunity to anchor deep, to dive into the depths where calm waters flow, untouched by the chaos above. As Seneca once stated, he who does not prevent a crime when he can, encourages it. In the realm of emotional bonds, not addressing the gusts of arrogance is akin to inviting the storm. Turning the tide in tempestuous relationships requires a return to the core principles of Stoicism, understanding what is within our control and letting go of what is not. We cannot command the winds of our partner's emotions or decisions, but we can adjust our sails and our stance. Imagine your relationship as two boats tethered together. If one starts to sink under the weight of arrogance, it risks pulling the other down with it. The task, then, is not merely to bail out your own boat, but to help repair the other, fostering resilience against the swelling tides. In dark psychology, this approach translates to recognizing manipulative tendencies or emotional blackmail and countering them not with retaliation, but with reasoned calmness and clear boundaries. It's about shining a light into the shadowy behaviors that may be undermining your relationship, bringing them into the open where they can be seen and managed. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light, as Brené Brown eloquently reminds us. A relationship, however tempestuous, is not doomed to fail under the strain of arrogance. It can be steered back to harmony with patience, understanding, and a willingness to navigate through the dark together. Visualize the two of you as sailors learning from the storm, using each flash of lightning to illuminate your path forward, each clap of thunder as a reminder of the power within your union. But it requires both hands on the deck, both hearts in the journey. It demands open communication, where grievances can be aired like sails, catching the winds of change and propelling the relationship toward new horizons. It needs the anchor of commitment and the lighthouse of mutual goals to guide you through the fog of fleeting emotions. As we approach the shore of understanding, let us not forget the lessons learned in the tempest. Let these lessons be the guiding stars in the night sky of your relationship, constant and unwavering. And as you navigate these calmer waters, remember the power of affirmation in maintaining the course you've bravely set. So affirm with me right now. Say this out loud and let it resonate in the deepest chambers of your heart. I steer my heart through storms with strength and grace. Write this in the comments to solidify your commitment to turning the tide in your relationship. Let it be a declaration not just to yourself or to your partner, but to the world. And if this message has guided you closer to calm waters, remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are dedicated to bringing you transformative insights that help navigate the most challenging seas of life. Stay with us, for we're not done yet. Together, let's sail into a future where every relationship, no matter how storm-tossed, finds its way to a safe harbor. Number 7. Lighting lamps in the fog. In the murky depths of a relationship clouded by arrogance, finding your way forward can feel like trying to light lamps in a thick fog. The path is uncertain, the visibility poor, and every step feels laden with doubt. Yet it is in these challenging moments that the brightest lights can emerge, guiding us through the haze towards clarity and connection. As the old Stoic wisdom advises, no great thing is created suddenly. Patience and perseverance are your allies as you navigate through this fog. Imagine, if you will, a couple lost in a fog of misunderstanding and pride. The air between them is cool and distant, as arrogance casts a long shadow over their interactions. It's here, in this mist, that the need for a beacon, a light that can pierce through the pride and illuminate the underlying issues, is most critical. Just as a lighthouse guides ships safely to harbor, clear, compassionate communication can guide a relationship back to safety. Arrogance, often the culprit in this fog, blinds partners from seeing each other's true needs and desires. It is a deceptive mist that distorts reality, making the path forward seem more treacherous than it truly is. However, by lighting lamps of understanding and empathy, we can begin to dispel this fog, revealing the solid ground of our relationship that lies beneath. This process isn't about exposing flaws or weaknesses, but about shedding light on the beauty that exists underneath, often obscured by the haze of ego. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. In relationships, we can always control our actions and reactions. This approach calls for lighting our lamps, one small flame of insight at a time. Each act of kindness, each word of understanding, adds light to the common path, making the journey forward less daunting. Remember, as the psychologist Carl Rogers once said, "What is most personal is most universal." In your efforts to understand and be understood, you light a lamp that countless others have lit before, sharing in the universal human experience of seeking connection. Using metaphorical examples, think of each effort to connect deeply with your partner as striking a match in a dark room. With each strike, the room gets brighter, and the shapes once hidden in shadow begin to take form and color. These matches could be moments of listening intently, expressing gratitude, or simply holding space for each other's emotions without judgment. Each light, no matter how small, has the power to dispel the shadows of doubt and isolation. As you continue this journey, let this be your affirmation. I light the path of understanding. Repeat it, believe in it, and see how it transforms the space around you. Every effort you make casts light far beyond the immediate surroundings, reaching into the heart of your relationship and setting a course for future growth and deeper bonding. So I urge you, light your lamp in the fog. Do not be dismayed by the arrogance that once dimmed your path. Instead, embrace the power you hold to change the atmosphere, to clear the air, and to create a climate where love and respect flourish. It is in your hands to turn every obscured corner of your relationship into a lit path of emotional and spiritual intimacy. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the warmth of these words igniting a spark within, then like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're working tirelessly to bring you transformative, life-changing lessons like this one because we believe in the power of growth and the potential of every relationship to reach its fullest light. Now go ahead, write in the comments, I light the path of understanding. Declare it, own it, and live it. Together, let's push back the fog and welcome the clear skies that await us. Number 8. Anchoring the ship amidst high seas. In the tempestuous seas of love, where waves of arrogance often overshadow the warmth of genuine connection, there lies a profound need for an anchor, a stabilizing force to maintain course despite the high seas. As we delve into the nuances of relationships strained by pride and arrogance, let us consider the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, which implores us to control not the storm, but our sail. Who then is invincible? The one who cannot be upset by anything outside their reasoned choice, said Epictetus, a philosopher whose teachings resonate profoundly when faced with the hurricanes of human emotion. In the context of our relationships, these words serve as a reminder that, while we cannot command the winds of our partner's pride, we can adjust our sails, aligning them with the virtues of patience, understanding, and resilience. Imagine your relationship as a ship navigating through a fierce storm. The ocean is tumultuous, the waves are towering, and the wind lashes against the sails with relentless arrogance. In this metaphor, the arrogance of your partner is not just the storm, but also the testing ground for your ship's integrity. How do you respond? Do you let the ship drift aimlessly, or do you take control, steering with deliberate intent? This is where the anchor of Stoic love becomes invaluable. It does not mean standing still amidst chaos, nor does it imply passive acceptance of emotional turmoil. Rather, anchoring your ship means recognizing that the foundation of any strong relationship is not found in changing the other's storms, but in fortifying yourself, your responses, your emotions, your resolutions. Consider the words of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When the high seas of arrogance threaten to destabilize your relationship, remember that your power lies in your response. By anchoring yourself in Stoic principles, you preserve your inner peace and maintain clarity, even when faced with the blinding squalls of your partner's ego. Let us now turn to a practical metaphor to further illustrate this point. Imagine each act of understanding and each moment of patience as a chain link to your anchor. Every time you choose empathy over irritation, dialogue over dismissal, you add a link to this chain, strengthening your hold against the pulling tides. These moments do not erase the storm, but they prevent it from dragging you into the abyss of resentment and disconnection. As we approach the shores of resolution, it is crucial to remember that the ultimate goal is not to avoid storms, but to navigate through them with grace and wisdom. Storms pass, but the lessons learned and the strength gained from enduring them redefine the contours of our relationships. They teach us about the depths of our resilience, about the power of calm waters that lie beneath the turmoil. So let us affirm together now, with hearts open and minds clear, I am the master of my ship. Say this aloud, engrave it in your spirit, and let it echo through the storms you face. This affirmation is your compass in the dark, the light that guides you back to love and understanding. And remember, as you journey through the high seas of relationship challenges, you are not alone. Our community is here, navigating similar waters, sharing in the wisdom that each storm teaches us something valuable about ourselves and each other. As we conclude, I invite you to write, I am the master of my ship, in the comments below. Share this affirmation with us, and let it be a declaration of your commitment to steering your relationship through any storm with wisdom and serenity. If you find these insights valuable, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are committed to bringing you transformative lessons that not only challenge your perceptions, but also empower you to build stronger, more resilient bonds in all your relationships. Together, let us set sail toward a horizon where love is not blinded by arrogance, but enlightened by understanding and strengthened by Stoic grace. Stay with me, for we are not done yet. There are many more seas to explore and many more storms to weather, each with its own lesson, each with its own promise of calm waters ahead.